Good evening, friends. It's Rick here from Rock Island. Hope you're having a great night. Tonight, my talk's going to be in something that we don't like in today's society, especially. It's not normal as a human to like it anyways, but we really want to push it under the rug, even though it's part of life, and we have to deal with it and have a positive attitude when it comes. And that is adversity. Nobody likes adversity and difficulties in life. Nobody gets up in the morning and says, hey, I think today I'm going to do the best I can to get as much adversity as I can, as much difficulty as I can. No, nobody does that. However, reality is reality. Every one of us at one time or another in our lives, numerous times, some greater, some lesser, you're going to face adversity. Society tells you get rid of all of it. Okay, we don't want any of it. We want smooth life, all this. I see the memes on Facebook. We want a quick fix to everything in today's society. And what really ticks me off as a Christian person, well, I'm a Catholic Christian personally, but as a Christianity in general, is people who try to use the Bible and belief in Jesus Christ as a way to get a quick fix out of their problems. I see this all over. That's why I get upset when I saw those. I put a post about those, memes on Facebook talking about, say, type amen and stuff. In 24 hours, you'll have all this wonderful stuff coming. So anti-Christian, so problematic, and so typical of today's society. And unfortunately, a lot of people who type amen to those and think those things are going to work are not bad people. I'm not saying they are. They're incredibly misled. All right, they miss the point, and especially as a Christian person. But even if you're not, you have to deal with adversity in a positive manner, because if you don't, you're going to get more depressed when it comes to you. Okay, now in the Bible, adversity is something that comes to Jesus and his apostles and everybody that follows them. There's nowhere in the Bible where Christ said, if you believe in me, don't worry about it. Just like that, blink of an eye will make your life wonderful and comfortable. And there's nowhere where he says that. So anybody who believes these things they see is craziness. But in general, back to adversity in general, some of the best people in life have suffered through a lot of adversity in different ways. Sometimes adversity is not your fault. That's just the way life is. We can do the best we can, try to be the most honest, moral person we can, and yet we're going to have problems, whether it's financially, relationships, disasters, deaths, lose a job, whatever you can imagine. You're going to have adversity. But sometimes, more than we like to think, we bring our own adversity with decisions we make that are not the best ones. Heck, I've done that numerous times in my life. I can tell you now. All right? There's nothing wrong with admitting to that, because that's reality. What happens is, it's not so much the adversity, but if you can come out through the other side, okay? You're the better person. Remember that whatever doesn't kill you makes you strong. Every time I think of that, I think of the Lady Gaga song there. But anyways, that's a very true statement. Okay? People, when they face adversity, they try to get quick fixes. That dream of winning the lottery all the time. Some friends that I know, I'm going to win the lottery. They've been saying this for like 15 years. Is that your goal of life? Is that it? I'm going to win the lottery? That's not a goal. Okay? People who, when adversity comes, do not want to deal with it and get frustrated and mad, then you start to point fingers. Not my fault. Why is this happening to me? Why does that guy have this? This person has that, and I don't have anything. And that's what happens in today's society. We have a handout society that wants everything for nothing. They don't want to work through problems. They want, whether it's a quick pill to take to get rid of their problems, or somebody give them something for nothing, or complain. No, some of the finest people in our society have not always started out that way. See, people who are going through a lot of problems, and they see people who have their stuff together. I'm not talking about just materialism, but they have their life together. Think, oh, how lucky they are. They must have been born in nice, wonderful situations. That's not always true. Some of the finest mentors in life went through hell when they were young, but they came out the other side. They didn't give up. Okay? They understood that only they can make it better. Of course, if you're a Christian, you understand the help of Christ. I'm talking about you have to be the person to take the bull by the horns. You have to make choices. Everything's a choice. Everything. And if you choose to give up or want the quick out, you're going to get that as a result. Probably a lot of depression, because it's not going to happen the way you want. Most times quick fixes don't work. Matter of fact, anything in life that's really worth it, to include salvation, takes a lot of hard work. Okay? Choices we have to make. Salvation, right? Christianity. It says in Matthew 24:13, those who persevere to the end shall be saved. Those who persevere to the end. What is that? That's very big words. Basically saying life is a constant striving of making the decisions for Christ. You have to keep you can't quit. Say, oh, I've done enough. I've done enough. I'm good. I'm done enough. No, that's arrogance. That's pride. You never do enough. Life is never enough in everything we do. Okay? If you earn something, you appreciate it much more. If you're given a freebie, all right, well, these people that I know people that haven't worked since the age of 30, they haven't even worked. Disability, this and that, and they're walking around and they can work. They've never earned anything. So their lives show it. They're very mediocre lives. They're always complaining. They're always asking for money for people. Everything's always like that because they never want to do anything in their life. Nothing's appreciated. No matter how much you give them, it's never enough. They don't because they've never really earned anything. When you earn something, you appreciate it, whether it's a college education, a wonderful family life, a job, a successful career in the military, or a policeman, or whatever you do, doctor, nurse, janitor, whatever it is. Okay? If you've worked hard at what you do, you've worked hard to attain, you appreciate it so much more. So much more. Okay? But to this quick fix, so when adversity comes, you can deal with it much better because you've always persevered versus people who always want a quick fix. You know, you think, well, maybe I can win the lottery with guaranteed happiness. There's actually books written on how a lot of people come to a large sums of money, you wind up worse off. True story, a lady was interviewed several years after the 9/11 attacks, and she was, because her husband died in the towers, and she was given a whole collection of whole donation, $5 million, which I don't agree with personally, because no offense to anybody who died, but that's no different than somebody who dies in an accident somewhere else and nobody gives them any money. But that's for another conversation. But she was handed $5 million of donations because the emotional thing of 9/11, her husband died in the towers. Okay, fine. Within 3 years, she was in an interview, she lost all her money. And she was in bankrupt. She was given so much money, she just went hog wild and spent it, not realizing there's tax ramifications when you buy a big house and all this. 3 years, she was bankrupt. There's a lot of stories about people who come in big sums of money that just inherited it, didn't earn it or whatever. It's all of a sudden they go from rags to riches and they wind up worse off. A lot of experts will tell you, you'll hear this. If you come into a big sum of money somehow, do not make any changes, significant changes, 6 to 12 months. Maybe pay some bills off of it, but don't just go hog wild. Again, and again, I'm not judging anybody who comes in sums of money, because nobody here would say they wouldn't want that to happen to them. But when you earn things, when you work hard and you earn anything you earn, you have an understanding because you went through difficult times. Adversity makes you stronger if you deal with it properly. And of course, as a Christian, we know we always have the help of Jesus Christ. That is what we have. And we always know as a Christian, things are not going to be that easy in this life all the time. That was the promise that was made by Christ. It was not, hey, say amen in 24 hours, I'll give you the prosperity gospel and you'll have all kinds of riches. No. Don't be fooled by all the mega churches and Joel Osteen. They have a lot of money preying on a lot of people who have given them money. That's not the goal that you want to do as a person, to see, in 24 hours I have all this money. No, it doesn't work like that. And I'm not cutting them down or judging them. That's just a bad philosophy of life. Nothing. If you're looking at this right now, I'm telling you, nothing is gained without hard work. Nothing is appreciated without hard work, and that comes with a lot of adversity, a lot of trudging through the mud. And if you're the fault of your own adversity, then you have nothing to... A lot of people like to point fingers, but a lot of times the best thing we can do is realize that we're the fault of our own adversity, a stupid decision we made years ago, or whatever. Okay? Oftentimes in life, if you look at your life right now, where you are in life, good, bad, or indifferent, is because decisions you made primarily. Not always, but a good portion of it is decisions you made. Okay? You may not have thought it through. You had some bad relations. Maybe it's not that you're a bad person, but you rushed into a relationship. You rushed into a job you didn't want. You rushed into this, that, and the other. And the situation you're in your life is because of decisions you made. That doesn't make you a bad person to admit to that. Matter of fact, it makes you a stronger person. Okay? I have a great wife. I have a great job. But you know what? There's things that could have been much better in my life. That's because of decisions I made when I was younger. And I can deal with that. And I'm trying to make the right ones now. I can deal with that. Never point fingers. Because people will point fingers to you. So life, don't worry about adversity. It's going to come one way or the other. I don't care how much you have your head screwed on correctly. It's going to come. The true test is how you deal with it. And how you come out the other side. You come out whimpering, blaming everybody, pointing fingers. Not my fault. I want something for nothing. Is that what you're going to do? Or are you going to sit there and say, okay, it is what it is. How do I make tomorrow better? What do I do from here? What can I do to make it better? And of course, if you're a Christian, the help of Jesus Christ. And I know everybody listening to this is probably not, so I know I'm not just talking to Christian people here. That's my talk for the day, adversity. Nobody wants it. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, bring adversity to me, please. Bring problems to me. Nobody does that. But they're going to come. They're going to come. As long as you live in this life, they're going to come just like happiness are going to come. Like, oh, it's a marathon. The Bible, those who persevere to the end, it's a marathon, right? Sometimes you run, you hit hills, makes it tough. Sometimes you go down and it's easy. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with the good times and the bad times with a positive frame of mind. And at the end, you will always be the better person for it. It's Rick here on 27 March. I hope you have an extremely great night, and God bless.